Hey everyone, Aaron from Ollie here. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about cost of goods or COGS. I'm going to show you ways that Ollie can not only project your costs via recipes, but also track those projected costs in your batches, and then finally show you finished goods costs that can not only be shown in reporting on the op side or production side, but also on the order side once you sell it to either a distributor or an account via self-distribution. Tracking and understanding your cost of goods or COGS in Ollie is really easy, and it starts, just in the process of day-to-day that you're doing in the system. And actually, what's great about Ollie is you can see theoretical costs as well as your actual costs. So this honestly goes back all the way to your recipes. So when you're putting your purchase orders in and those materials are going in, you are going to then have not only average costs, but you're going to have those exact individual landed costs in here. All the way to when it comes to your recipes, the system is actually going to pull, your orders or the last ingredient that you used, and it's going to tell you a projected raw material cost for not only what you have on a recipe, but it's also going to drill in and it's going to give you a potential cost breakdown of those ingredients. Before you've even brewed this beer or anything like that, it's also going to give you projected finished goods costs. So this is taking into account your packaging materials as well as a loss percentage all the way from 0 to 20%. And it's giving you these estimated costs that this might be as a finished good. So right off the bat, you can see that in your recipes. Then when you go ahead and you brew, it's going to obviously take into account your costs associated with that. So when it's pulling these ingredients, it is pulling the lot specific costs for them along that way to calculate your batch costs. So then if you look into your batch, for example, you will have your cost and current value, and then that cost breakdown. So this is going to show every ingredient and material that you've used and the costs associated with it. It then is also taking that projected cost that you had on your recipes. It's doing in the system as well. It's just taking your actual batch costs thus far and giving you hypothetical costs on finished goods before you've even packaged, based again on these loss percentages. So this is a really great way to just kind of see your costs as the batch is, in process in the system. And then when it comes time to finally package, you will have those finished goods costs. So one of the nice things as well is when you go and you record your packaging, you're able to record loss per container type. So what this is going to do is it's going to pin any loss that you have, give you your efficiencies. And then when you finally package these, it records the loss, the volume, the material costs. You will then have that reflected in finished goods costs. So for example, if I look in my cans and I look at my most recent lot code, it's got material costs. I even have a mobile canning cost in here. Then it has a full cost breakdown of my liquid, the loss, material costs, additional costs, and then it's giving me my package unit cost, or in my case, my case cost as it's deemed. So based on what I yielded, it's giving me those costs all right up front. Then if I drill into this, it's going to give me that cost again, but it will also give me that cost for every single run that I've ever done on this product. So over time, I can really start to understand my, cost fluctuation, and then drill in again via those lot codes to see what potentially is causing that. Is it landed costs of my materials? Is it loss that we're seeing? Is it possibly equipment malfunction or error that is driving those costs up, or efficiencies that are driving those things down, and you want to put in processes that'll keep that continuing on. You also can then see that fully reflected in your reports so that you can do comparisons. So this is everything from, when you're looking at your packaging report, you can see your unit costs for each, packaging run as well as your total. So this is very helpful in kind of seeing, again, those comparisons in your cost and understanding that. You can also then see that on the sales side. So if you're utilizing the sales portion of Ollie Ops, it's going to pull product as you deem them sold and deplete them and show you the cost that was written out in that, which is helpful for accounting purposes and really finding out what your profit margin is based on what you produced and that cost, and then running a POS report and what your revenue was. So now let's look at how that kind of reflects on the order side in the system, and you can see how that cost is brought over to order and what you're selling to distribution or account. In Ollie Order, there are a few ways that we can easily track our cost of goods and how that's reflected on both sales as well as profit. So your sales by X report is really going to pull a lot of the data that you might want to see in relation to this. So this is a giant pivot table that can be set by a multitude of things, all the way from sales rep, customer, all the way to product, and things like that. You can also pivot how you want to see this, in case you want to see, by customer, with your products, and then you want to pivot that by month. You can choose that. You can also do weekly, quarterly, annual, but then the aggregate allows you to see, net revenue that you're bringing in based on your price list, your cost of goods, so you can see the costs associated with that, as well as things like units and volume. But for this video, we're focusing on costs. So this is pulling based on my sales to those accounts by product, the costs associated with what I've sold over that time period. I could even take the product name out if I wanted to just see what that cost was associated with customer, or obviously you can then flip this to product and take the customer out to see it by product. So this is kind of an overview on that. To see my profitability, if I'm looking in the reports, the sales by lot report is really going to help with that. So this is taking the products that I've sold by lot code, the quantity that I've sold to these accounts, the price, revenue. It's pulling my cost of goods and then showing me my profit. So from a distribution standpoint, this really is showing your profitability at, distribution, whether to a distributor or a self-distribution account, and your profit margin. So especially if you're doing a hybrid mode, this is a great way to see your profit margin in comparison to, distribution with a distributor, and then self-distribution directly to accounts. So this really pulls all of that information in the system. Beyond that, you can then also simply just pull a cost of goods report. This is going to utilize lot code tracking to calculate the cost of goods sold. This not only shows you cost of goods sold of what is currently in stock, but it will also show historically all lot codes in the system. So this is a great way of just seeing all of your cost of goods in report form on the order side for any and all product that you have ever packaged. You obviously can do that exact same thing on the ops side and pull the costs associated with that for, say, a certain time period. So in today's video, we went over cost of goods, or COGS, how you can not only project those costs, but also see your finished goods cost and how that reflects in reporting for both the operations and sales or order side of the system. As always, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more videos like this. If you have any content you would like to see or any questions or comments, please leave those in the comments section of this video. If you are an existing Ollie customer with a question or any support needs, please click the support button in Ollie and our support team will get back to you as quickly as they can. If you are not yet an Ollie customer but are interested in talking to us and going through a full demo, please reach out by going to getollie.com. You can fill out a request form there and we'll be in touch to schedule a demo with you. Thanks and have a great day.